A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there on planet Earth who are present for these channelings on my channel, Twin Flame Union. Welcome to the part 3 of the channeling session. Divine Masculine completely and wholeheartedly acknowledges Divine Feminine. In this part 3, a very important element of inner work has popped up. And as I said, that these channelings are very intense for me to channel. And I know that many Divine Feminines who are working on themselves would probably be trying to join the dots, clean the spots. Because what's the big deal in dying when living is denying? These are the lines from my channel poetry, Just Be. So join the dots, clean the spots. What's the big deal in dying when living is denying? It's very important to understand these lines because they too are channeled messages. Now, the word teacher. First, it was the word teacher that popped out. And then, to my surprise, I was actually shown some teachers, different types of teachers. Some teachers who were empaths, some were regular teachers who were just doing it as a profession, and some very narcissistic. Narcissistic teachers can be very dangerous for a child. Now, because all of us think that parents have an impact on us, and they do, very well do, very strong impact. In fact, most of the DNA that we have is from the parents and their parents and their parents and their parents. But they had been sending us to schools and institutions. There we meet people, teachers, professors, guardians, those who decide our future, those who write our future. I very well remember when I was only 15 years old and I was studying photography. As a, I just enjoyed doing that course. So after my morning classes, I used to go there. And the teacher was probably an 80-year-old man, a really old man who was bald, who used to wear glasses. And that type of a person, when you look at that type of a person, you can only think of your grandfathers, someone elderly who would be a very nice, protective person, that type of a person. He looked like that. But I remember that I was learning to develop photographs in the dark room, and he actually grabbed me from behind. And at that age, when you're 15 years old and you get molested by a man who's probably 80 years old and is about to hit the grave very soon, it not only gives you the worst type of soul shock, but it actually, takes away your beliefs about goodness and morality on this planet. And suddenly you cannot trust any elderly person. And this is also a reason why I don't genuinely respect all elder people. Because in India, we have this custom that you have to, touch the feet of all elderly people and all old people are good people. I don't agree with that concept because I have been reading as a child that very old mother-in-law actually burned her daughter-in-law, a newly-wed bride. She burned her alive because she did not bring enough dowry. These type of cases used to be very common back in the days, few years ago also. Then I saw one video in 2018 and one in 2019. 2018, there was an old man. He was caught because he was trying to rape a child who was probably 4 or 5 years old. He had already removed her clothes. And when the rescue team reached and when they found out, he was literally like the girl was on the ground and he was almost getting into action. So you have to be very careful because not all elders are going to be protective figures. And this is important because a lot of you also have children, or you have goals and missions which are connected to children. You have to be careful, like they can come in any appearance. And it is being said, it used to be said that in the dark ages, why are dark ages different from other ages, is because in the dark ages, even the negative entities appear to be human because they are all born as humans. So it's very difficult to understand who is evil and who is not. But as the ages proceed with the ascension of planet Earth, this also changes. So only those who are human-like will look like human. They will be born as humans. Those who are demonic entities or evil entities won't be able to be born as humans. Or even if they're born as human, they will change their appearance. So you can actually look at a person who is like that and you would be able to differentiate if a human is approaching you or another entity is approaching you. And this was also possible in earlier times, in golden ages and silver ages, even in bronze ages, which we call as the Satyug, Treta Yug and Dwapar Yug. Kali Yug is basically dark ages, and Kali Yug has already ended. The dark ages have ended, but the problem is, or the situation is, that the residual of the dark ages is still there. This is a time when the earth has to heal, and it will heal. So the volunteers who have come to planet Earth, they chose hard lives. They chose very difficult templates only to be, in the same shoes as humans. Like, what are they all going through? So if you don't go to schools, or if you don't go to colleges, or if you're not a part of a very selfish, very negative education system, which is all about competition and envy and pitting students against one another and just teaching them anything, just teaching them any nonsense which will not be even useful for them after they cross out or they pass out. Like, for example, it's very important for all children to know what are the ways to grow their own food. But that is something that is never taught in any of the schools. So they don't teach children how to be a part of nature, how to grow your own food, how to live with animals, how to use herbs as medicines, how to meditate. These are the basic things that a child should know, all children should know, so that when they grow up, not only they can grow their own food, live with animals, but at the same time they can manage their emotions on their own because they know how to do it. If they know what is focused attention, they can heal themselves better, or they can go back in time. In fact, there is a lot of advancement, that happens in the silver ages and the golden ages. All that happens. But the human beings have to be prepared for that, So that's why this understanding of education system is important. I mean, great are those teachers and great are those schools who, despite being in a materialistic or a commercial setup, gave more importance to the students and to their lives. Because I also know some of those teachers, and in this channeling I have channeled those very positive teachers also, very angelic teachers, very loving, very compassionate teachers who have had a great impact on the students because they taught students to be themselves. They taught students to be real. Despite being a part of the ranking system, they did not differentiate children or treat them differently based on their ranks. They just went by the vibes of the child. Like, this child has a vibe like this child is like this child is like that. So those teachers are the most idealistic, good teachers that we should have in the society. More than the word good and bad, I would like to use the word human, more human. They have the human capabilities, because it's not like you should always keep pampering the children all the time. You also have to tell them what is right and what is wrong, in the way what is inhuman and what is human. Okay, so this is again a very important thing that is missing in the template. So what the divine masculine was never taught, or those masculine patriarchal energies who were not scolded in the time, in the due time, in the right time. So the child never really understands what is a human behavior or what is an inhuman behavior. For example, the child beats up another child and comes back home, and the parents goes like, oh, it's not really the child's fault, they just keep doing this. That is wrong. You should tell the child that beating other children for useless, pointless, nonsensical reasons is wrong. Beating them for competition is wrong. Beating them for portrayal of power is wrong, because some kids, they develop height and body weight and all that, so they start showing their weight around, they start beating other children. So these are the things that parents and teachers need to keep in mind. So you cannot completely be sweet and nice and dancing around all the time. You also have to have that type of human clarity which teaches you how to treat people based on their behaviors and how to treat them in the best way, not like you just have to do the same as others. The narcissistic teachers, the physically abusive teachers, and in some cases, even sexually abusive teachers, or in some cases, teachers who have major addictions like alcohol or smoking or something else, if not something which they consume, but something else like addiction to negativity, addiction to being depressed, addiction to gossip, addiction to irresponsible behavior, and addiction to blaming. Now, these type of teachers are very dangerous for the society. And what happened with the growing materialism in all these years, the school system also flourished a lot. But the schooling system is more of a business rather than of providing education. In fact, in my opinion, in every country, primary education should be absolutely free, completely free. And not only that, there should not be any grading system in primary schools, which means there should not be any concept of first, second, third, fourth. The ranking system should not be there. Putting children on ranking creates a lot of comparison in them. It creates envy in them. It creates a feeling of jealousy in them. Jealousy is a natural emotion, but envy is repressed jealousy. In one of the channelings, I had also used the word anger when I had said that some of the channelers are projecting anger. But it's not their fault entirely, because they are still channeling the messages without, like, you need to have some filters, but when you're a channeler, you cannot have any filters. So the filters that they have been putting on the channelings, which are not very deep filters, they are subtle filters, is because they have also suffered a lot in their childhood at the system of education. The education system is one of the areas when I get people who come to me for healing therapies, I have to actually heal a lot of their time in school as well, because what they spend in school has created a lot of havoc in their life, which they don't even realize, because when you grow up, you don't really go back into very small memories. Now, these memories, they all come up to the surface with intense inner work, intense healing and therapies. And this mostly happens once you have surrendered. So, from the fourth stage onwards, the inner work becomes deeper and deeper. And with surrendering and faith, because when you surrender completely to the universe, only then you can make proper real prayers, and only then the universe can actually help you. Then you cannot question the universe, oh, today I had the bad day, what type of inner work is this? I mean, I keep having bad situations here and there, it's not a big deal. But after the end of every bad situation, or the situation that looked bad or difficult, it seems to be one of the best lessons. Yes, even I have gone through situations where I have said that, oh my God, I was not expecting this, at least not today. But the universe is trying to teach all of us who are on the inner journey to not expect anything, which means be prepared for anything and everything. Do not filter things through the procedure of good and bad, because this good and bad should actually come from people who understand good and bad, but most people don't understand good and bad. So why this channeling is about teachers? Why is it about guardians? Why is it about those who are taking care of children? It's because a lot of you got abused by your teachers in different ways, formats, and styles. And those memories had a very dark impact on you, a very negative impact on you, a very painful impact on you, which gave you many wounds. And because These wounds are hidden in the subconscious mind. Most of you cannot even access them because, as I said, you have to be very deep in the inner work, very deep into healings and therapies. Only then you can have an access to those places, those areas, and you should be prepared as well. So I channeled a teacher who is probably a transgender, but she's trying very hard to hide her identity from the world. And I channeled 2 more teachers, and now you all can replace these teachers with the same energy that would probably resonate with you and your childhood. When you listen to this complete channeling, you will have some resonance. So there is this teacher who is probably hiding her identity from the world, her actual identity, which she should be proud of, or she should be in acceptance and acknowledgement of. She's hiding it from the world. And what she's trying to do is she's trying to appear like a feminine, nurturing teacher, a nurturing woman. And before that, she's obviously not a teacher. She was another person on planet Earth who was trying to fit in. Okay. But I also see hormonal issues. I also see beard growing, and she's trying to hide the beard, and she's trying to use razors and hair remover creams to remove the beard, so that she can be a pretty teacher as well. If she dresses up well, if she takes care of herself, she can look beautiful too, but beautiful only in the external reality. Internally, I don't see the beauty. And what I see is that she's trying very hard to fit in to this role of being a nurturing woman. So she lands up a job of a teacher, or she finds a job of a teacher, and she goes to a school. Now, obviously, she does not have those nurturing qualities in her. So she slaps children, she beats children anytime, because she's also a narcissistic person. So not only that she's trying to hide her identity, but she's also a narc. So that makes her a person who only wants to do anything and everything that fits in with her image of being a nurturer or a divine feminine, or just a feminine being who is beautiful, who's loving, who's kind-hearted, who's compassionate. Now, these are the things that she does not have. Let's remember that. She is trying to pretend that she is like that. So when she is in front of the parents or in front of other senior teachers, she is extremely nice to the children, even to those children who she does not like. And who she does not like are normally empaths and sensitive children and star seeds. Okay, she does not like their energy. She does not care, to be honest, but she basically doesn't have a fondness for them, or like a teacher should have fondness for children. She should have some kind of motherly instinct towards children, but she does not have that at all. So obviously, when you are pretending so much in front of the parents, in front of the other teachers, that you're a very nice person, you would obviously be faking a lot of love and like hugging kids or cuddling kids or kissing them or giving them very cute compliments, like calling them my cookie or my butter pie or my sugar or things like that. Nowadays, many schools have started putting cameras, but back then, when I channeled this lady or this person, there were no cameras. So she was very well aware that she was not being watched when the children were actually alone in her presence, where she used to beat them up, slap them badly. And if the child would even say to someone else that this teacher pampered me a lot, she actually kissed me and cuddled me in front of my parents, she would find out and she would slap the same child. So the same child who was earlier getting loved and comforted in front of the parents, the same child, when it gets slapped and beaten up in front of other students, other kids, it gives a very poor impact, a very bad impact on his or her mind. Okay, so these type of fake teachers, now I channeled one and I'm 100% sure there would be many like these, and they probably behave in such a manner, the confidence level that they portray or the confidence level they have, that they would never get caught, is probably good for the materialistic world, but in the eyes of God and in the eyes of karma, they obviously get caught. Whatever they are doing is very well, like documented and very well kept wherever it should be kept. Now, I'm not going to get very deep into how karma works. Most of us know how it works. And it's not that all of us are perfect. We are not perfect. But there has to be certain sensitivity and some kind of responsibility when it comes to handling children. So a lot of you, because you all are sensitive beings, you are all are empaths, you would be working for the children, or you would be working for the animals, or you would be working for the environment. If not as a job, then in general, because this is something that comes as our moralistic duty. Now also, why? Because today, whatever you are facing in the twin flame journey, your divine masculine running away, and you're in pain and you're abandoned, all of this pain and all of this abandonment was always there. On a daily basis or on a regular basis, it was always with you, because this is the energy projection. But what happens with the divine masculine is that at that point in time, because you're ascending, okay, when you're ascending, then you're going upwards. So the more and more you go upwards, the more and more your connection with the divine masculine strengthens. Okay, it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, even in separation. So if your question is, so what about separation when he's not talking to me? So I will tell you to get out of your personal equation right now. This is not the time for personal fun and personal pleasures and personal joys or personal, because as long as you are not going to step out from your own body and observe yourself as a witness, as someone who's just observing you, observantness has to be there, you will not be able to find out that the issue that you have is a similar issue that is being faced by other divine feminines on the same planet as well. You're not the only person who's going through this separation phase. And when you realize that you're not the only person who's going through separation phase, you will know that there are others also who have volunteered to be on this journey, and definitely then it means that the mission and the purpose is bigger than what I am going through. So when this I, me, myself changes into the witness mentality or the observantness, then automatically you can see more clearly where it is coming from. Okay, the pain of separation or the pain of being abandoned or the pain of being left alone was always with you, but it was the DM who triggered it and he brought it in front. But he didn't bring it in front so that you ignore it. He brought it in front so that you heal the wound, so that you put the medicine in the wound, or if needed, there has to be a surgery that has to be performed on your wound so that whatever is inside which is not good, like maybe a tumor or some pus formation or whatever it is, that is removed and you can heal in a permanent way, not heal in a temporary way, not taking medicines like popping pills to reduce it, but doing a proper operation or a surgery or some kind of activity which will lead to your healing. Because what we do in the mind healing is, we don't go for surgery. The word surgery is used here to make you understand the concept better. In the ascension journey, we don't give you medicines, or we don't tell you to pop up pills and take benzodiazepines or some kind of these medicines that have addictive influences. Rather, we try to remove any addictive influences if there are there in your life. Now, I know your pain is a lot, because it's not the pain of an adult, it's the pain of a child. It's the pain of a child who was slapped or beaten up or simply ignored or pushed to a corner by elders, by those elders who were supposed to take care of them. Instead of taking care of them, they started using the child or looking at those children merely as an object. So for a lot of teachers who are in the education field, they look at it only as a job. It's just a job, it's just a 9 to 5 job, or it's just a morning job which has more holidays and more benefits than any other job. So they take up this job, but they don't understand that every child is an individual entity that has huge amount of potential. Even if it's not a star seed, even if it's a child which has a regular DNA. But what happens with other humans who are more so on the earth plane journey and more so who are not the star seeds, The star seeds volunteer only because they want to share the pain of humans. That's why they become star seeds, because all the indigos and all the empaths and all the rainbows, these are all different names for the star seeds, but they come here. They can also have a chilled out life, but that's not the goal they have. They come here to share the pain of other human children too, because all the other children, all the other human children, they are made to act like machines, live in a format which is more commercial oriented, because as I said, it's a business. So every child is seen as a business where a lot of earning is made, a lot of money is made. Now, I know that there are some good schools too. Some teachers are really nice. So that's why I said that I channel different types of teachers. So I channeled this one teacher. And then I channeled another teacher who's a very feminine teacher. I see she has long hair that she ties up in different styles, but she mostly likes to make a long ponytail, and she has probably hair touching her waist. She's a very feminine teacher who has never even shouted on children. Like in her whole career, she has not even raised her voice. Only raised her voice, to announce something or to talk about something. But she never really needed to raise her voice. And she is a beautiful teacher. She looks very feminine. She dresses very feminine. I see silver bangles in her hand. Beautiful silver bangles in her hand. She likes to wear a lot of silver, which kind of also tells me that she has a moon-oriented personality, because people who have a moon-oriented personality normally like silver a lot, silver jewelry a lot. And I see that she's a very nurturer, she's a nurturing type of teacher. And the kids in her presence are actually feeling very light and very relaxed. The other teacher, she cuts her hair short, so now she has short hair. I'm not against short hair because I personally have kept short hair also. In 2018, I had short haircut. Now, I'm not against that, so I'm not judging people on the haircut. But somehow it has been told to me in last few years that humans should keep long hair, especially the women, because long hair has some kind of a connection. It has some connection, which I will again have a separate discussion about the appearance factor, about the natural appearance factor also, but not here. This is not the channeling for that. But what I see is that this divine feminine, this teacher, she never likes to cut her hair short. She always keeps them long. She dresses up in very feminine way, and she likes to wear light colors like light blue, light pink. She wears pearls, and she has a very soft spoken personality, and she has a beautiful smile. She has a beautiful smile, like she has a dimpled smile also. It's very similar to dimpled smile. I'm not sure if she has one or not, but very close to that. And she has a very motherly, very calm and very nice style of teaching. So even if the children are not doing very good, she does not scold them or shout at them or say, oh, what have you done, or call your parents, nothing. She just teaches everyone in the same way, and whosoever is good, whosoever is bad in terms of studies. But one thing I see missing in this teacher is that she cannot read special kids. She cannot read the energy of kids who are born with something different, who are gifted basically. That's the only thing. Otherwise, if you make her sit with all the other teachers, then from the energy perspective, she stands out, because she offers love, kindness, sweetness, politeness, calmness, all of that to the students. And she's not judgmental as well, though she would want the children to excel, but she's not judgmental, and she's also teaching students in high school as well as in primary school. So she's actually visiting different teachers. Now this is an ideal type of teacher, but the only missing link is that because she cannot connect emotionally with all the students, she's only going there teaching them, and the children have something to look forward to, because some of the other teachers are very dark. They have short haircut. They slap the children. They beat the children. And this is mostly in the Indian subcontinent. From the Westerners' perspective, what I channeled is that there are some teachers who simply cannot understand children who are gifted. So they recommend them to doctors. They simply write them off. This is another category of teachers which I have channeled, that when they see a child with some extra ability or some different type of focus, what they're doing is that they're calling the parents for meetings and they're writing off the child. They don't understand what this child is all about. So because they don't understand the child, they're putting the label on the child as this child is not good enough. He or she is not good enough to be in the class with the other students. So they should go to the doctors, and the doctors are giving them some kind of pills and medicines to dumb down their minds. These children are also in a lot of pain, all of those children, because they are constantly being told by teachers, by the school, by the parents that something is wrong with them. And that is putting them in a lot of pressure and a lot of pain. So this is where I'm going to end part 3, and I will connect with you again in part 4. You guys can talk about your personal experiences, because I have to complete this channeling in another part, the whole teacher series. What you can do when you are going through this, because this is an important place that you need to heal in your twin flame journey. During your ascension journey, you need to heal all of the abuse, all of the negative abuse, all of the pressure, all of the stress that was given to you by incompetent teachers who didn't even deserve to be teachers. One love and peace out.